Everybody, welcome back to Wicked Good Sports. This is Power Play, and we're joined as always by Chris Uminski. Chris, how you doing?
I am just doing peachy keen today, Brian.
Yeah, so obviously, if you're just joining us, that is a little bit of sarcasm. You can watch the video that we released this morning where Chris went into depth on the Chicago Blackhawks situation, everything happening there. This one, we're not going to go into depth on that. We're going to try to keep it light, have some fun hockey news as we usually do. So, Chris, what's first on the agenda?
So first on the agenda is obviously my Boston Bruins.
Mm-hmm.
So far we're five games in. We're 3-2. One of those losses coming last night to the Florida Panthers. My thoughts on that is we've had Linus Ullmark starting the last couple, and incidentally, those are the games that we've almost lost. We beat the Sharks, but which man they are missing Evander Kane. They're missing a. Actually, no, they're not. I lied.
Yeah, they're doing well.
Yeah, they're doing well. There are teams that are missing some players, though.
Yeah.
We'll get into that.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, so where was I going? Right, talking about the Bruins. So the offense has been looking phenomenal. We've been missing Nick Foligno a little bit. He got hurt. But the defense has looked atrocious. And Linus Ullmark last night was just absolutely terrible. Looking like a goalie that we may have maybe paid a little bit too much for. But overall, I'm happy in the direction that the Bruins are going. They're playing Carolina later tonight. We're recording this on Thursday.
Yep. So, what do you think of that game? You think Bruins will win?
I hope they win.
They'll end the unbeaten streak of the Carolina Hurricane.
That's the thing that scares me is I thought going into last night's game, like, oh, we'll kick the crap out of the Panthers just like we always do. But, man, they just skated circles around us last night. The Hurricanes are wicked good this year. Like, surprisingly good. Which is an instance that's been happening a lot so far.
Yeah.
But they're undefeated. So we're going in there. We're hoping to beat that streak. It's about time. And it's gonna be a good game.
Yeah,
I'm excited
looking forward to it. I mean, hey, the Bruins front office needs to watch our videos. Chris is always saying defense needs work, and it seems that it's true.
Listen, it says right on my Twitter, Couch Coach Supreme.
Yes. Oh man! All right, what else you got?
So we got some teams that are doing really well. Like I said, the Florida Panthers, who are usually like middle of the road, high to high end, are looking the best they've ever looked. They are 7-0 right now, which is just a stupidly good record. Basically unheard of in the NHL.
Right.
Also, the Carolina Hurricanes we just talked about, doing wicked good. We've talked in the past about the Buffalo Sabres.
Yes.
The Buffalo Sabres are 4-1.
So it turns out, addition by subtraction, maybe.
Exactly, yeah. And this isn't the only case of this happening. Just getting rid of a toxic player seems to have done wonders for the Sabres. Jack Eichel, he wasn't happy, so nobody was happy.
Right.
And they're doing well, and some of the organizational changes that they've made are clearly making a difference.
Yeah. So hey, good for them, good for the fans in Buffalo, because it's been a little tough lately, right?
Yeah, it is. The last forever, it's not been a good time to be a Sabres fan.
Oh man,
they're one of those comically bad teams.
Right. And it's so funny because they're owned by the same people who own the Bills, and the Bills are good. I don't understand how they can build a football team so well and do so poorly on building a hockey team. It doesn't make sense.
Especially in a city as hockey crazy as Buffalo is.
Right. Yeah. But it's basically Canada, and still, they can't get it together.
They sing the Canadian national anthem at their games.
See? Oh man. All right. All right. What's up
And then
next?
the other addition by subtraction is, of course, the San Jose Sharks.
Yes.
I don't have their record right in front of me right now, but they are having a very good start to the season.
Mm.
And they do not miss Evander Kane at all.
Yeah.
It is like a whole new team over there.
Yeah. Which, hey, I mean, good. Obviously, they didn't need that. Clearly, I was just weighing them down, and hey, like we said, hopefully he gets his shit together. But it wasn't working in San Jose. So
No, everybody who watches these videos already knows how I feel about him.
yes, very true.
All right, and then we went from the good, now we're going to the ugly.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're going to just get it out of the way now. There's one team in the NHL that has only had a lead once, and it was last night. I'm not going to talk any more about this team. I'm sick of talking about this team. The Chicago Blackhawks are 0-7.
Yes.
They have yet to win a game. They held a lead briefly last night versus the Leafs.
Mm.
I think it was like a minute long. They're just such a bad team. Losing their general manager is not going to help. And it sucks because I'm very partial to Chicago sports.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Cubs fan, and my NFC team for years has been the Bears, which is unfortunate.
It's almost as miserable as being a Dolphins fan.
Yeah, and like my Western Conference team, the NHL was always the Blackhawks.
Right.
And just all of this, man, I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably if I'm rooting for the Leafs over you, then I think it's time to move on.
Probably.
Yes, and then so we're gonna talk about the Canadiens and the Maple Leafs now.
Okay.
These are the two teams I love to rip on the most, especially the Leafs. But the Canadiens are the Canadiens. I'm a Bruins fan. I love rooting against them. Canadiens are 1-6. Canadiens
Tough
are
stuff.
including they were who Seattle played. Seattle's having like an start to the season, but that's growing pains.
Yeah.
Their first win in their brand new arena, Climate Pledge Arena, which that looks like a sick looking place to go to a game. They just dunked on the Canadiens. They beat them 5-1. And it was just so funny to watch the Canadiens lose. Man, they are missing Carey Price.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
their goaltending situation really needs help. Their defense sucks too. Like once they get Carey Price back, I'm sure it'll start to go up for them. But in the meantime, I like them right where they are.
Right. Right at the bottom.
And then I guess last but certainly not least, my favorite team to root against, and another team that has just been comically bad, and that is, of course, the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yes. How are they doing other than comically bad, I guess?
Well, they're 3-4. They've had they beat the Blackhawks last night, but before that they were 2-4. They played 7 games. Not the worst team I've talked about, but man, some of these losses, they've been blown out a couple of times, but oh my God. So they played a game last week against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Pittsburgh Penguins are missing a lot of their big stars, including Sidney Crosby.
Right.
So they're playing the Maple Leafs, and the Penguins are playing with essentially their B team, their practice squad. They beat a full-strength Toronto Maple Leafs team, complete with all their stars, 7-1.
Jesus Christ. That's brutal. It's not what you want to see.
I love rooting against the Maple Leafs because it gives me never-ending Twitter content.
Oh, man.
I love rooting against them for the memes. It's great, and a lot of the hockey guys that I follow are Leafs fans.
All right, so it's even
It's
better.
it's fun to watch them suffer,
Yeah.
but they all say it's the same things with them. It's got to get rid of the GM, Kyle Dubas. We got to get rid of the coach.
Mm.
We're cursed, which they are. They haven't been past the second round of the playoffs, or first round of the playoffs, I should say, since 1967.
Ooh, that's rough.
Having been a Red Sox fan and a Cubs fan for most of my life.
Mm. You know what's up.
Yeah, don't talk to me about curses.
Right.
Yeah, so they all say like, oh, we got to fire the GM, got to fire this, and this. But also, just like watching them play, seems like their big stars just aren't playing with their hearts.
Mm.
And Austin Matthews looks miserable playing with them. So does Mitch Marner. And I think like something needs to change with them. If their GM was smart, which he's not, he would find a way to either separate them or maybe move them to other teams that would want them and try to get something in return.
Mm. So we'll see what happens there. But for now, great Twitter content.
Indeed.
Which, speaking of, unless you have anything else you want to talk about, where can they find you online?
So you can find all the best Leafs losing memes on my Twitter, Chris_Uminski. Even if the Bruins aren't playing the Leafs, you will still find me ripping on them. It's a great time. Come on over.
It's very fun to watch. And you can find me on Twitter at the fake Marlis, BMARR. This channel is on Twitter at Wicked Sport, and the main channel is on Twitter at WG Everything. Instagram, Wicked Everything. Twitch at twitch.tv/Wicked Everything. TikTok, search Wicked Everything and search Wicked Sports. We have a Wicked Sports TikTok account now. Chris, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
And we'll see you all in the next one.